It's like we're frozen here.
Frozen in time.
Most people would have gone with the movie. And you just made up some kind of weird sitcom.
I did. Don't judge me. You know, I like to create things and
some kind
stuff.
of sitcom. Frozen in time.
It happens. That's what it is. Can you see that little screen over there, though? Sort of? Kind of?
A little bit.
That's what we got.
I'm down with that.
I mean, you can look down there, but it ain't gonna make no difference. But one day I'll get a connection that works and we want to do all of this crap. But anyway. So welcome, guys, to another episode of Hoot and Holla. We're glad you can join us this week. And as you can see, we are in a little different setup right now.
Conglomerate.
Yeah, partially because of my fault. Secondly, because we're doing this. Well, partially because
you chose this before we knew.
I knew that, but
things were missing.
I forgot something that we needed. So I hope you can hear us because we're doing different mics because our mics are back here. And I don't have my recorder like I'm supposed to have to make this all work. But anyway. So.
It's all good.
This is a sort of a special episode. It's kind of like our year-end review type episode. Going to talk about each episode, our favorite moments in each episode, which one is our favorite episode, some things we've done this year together.
Our first.
And experience our year first. And
which kind of less than I thought.
I mean, we did some
It's
activities.
the end of the year. It's Christmas. We're broke.
Right.
We've traveled less.
We are poor.
I'm having car
We're
issues.
doing this for just at the level of our hearts. Because if it was money involved, you wouldn't get one episode, let alone 12.
Anybody know how to rebuild an engine? Like, that's where I'm at. Anybody want to volunteer?
So, and we're going to talk about briefly, like at the end, like, you know, kind of what we want to do, like moving forward in the new year.
Yeah.
And so I guess we just jump right on in there. Do we want to start with the episodes, or
let's do our year first because I'm excited about that. So
okay.
I went through all my pictures and
sidebar, I let her do that because my memory's crap. Yeah,
mine is too. But I'm the one that was taking pictures because I just like taking pictures.
She's the photographer. I'm the videographer. It all works.
Now, with Candace's permission, we may post some of these pictures, but this was before we started the podcast, and Candace was still doing her whole making the most ridiculous face in every picture. So she may not approve some of these.
Never know. There might be some good ones in there.
So we started out the year, and I didn't realize this, but in January, and I think it was snowing, we went to my first trip to IKEA.
It was
really cold. But
it was really cold. I think it was raining. I don't think it was
raining.
Yeah,
it was. That's rough. That place is awesome.
Because that's the same.
Yeah, it was precipitation. That place was awesome. I loved it. I didn't taste the meatballs because all that was still kind of shut down.
That was my second time going. No, I think it might have been open. We might have just didn't stop.
It was at the very end of the day and things. No, hardly anybody was in the area. But anyway, it was awesome. Highly recommend it. I bought all the furniture in the kids' room. We put it together. My kids are horrible on things. It's all still standing. Highly recommend it.
5 stars.
5 stars. Your first trip to Buc-ee's was next.
Yes. But man, let me tell you about Buc-ee's. You know, I've talked about the beaver nuggets before, but okay, so this is in Alabama. What part of Alabama?
It is in Leeds, Alabama. So it's outside of Birmingham.
All right, so Leeds, Alabama. So she's like, you know, we get close, and I'm like, we're approaching the light to get ready to turn into Buc-ee's, and it's like, holy shit.
You don't know until you're there.
And it's like, she's like, keep watching. Because when you get to the light, you see it, but you don't see it. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's not until you make that left turn.
Where you're like,
and you're like,
oh my God.
The Walmart Supercenter of gas pumps, first of all.
But efficient. Not crap.
Yeah.
Efficient.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 20 plus pumps. Probably more than that. There's like all across the front. They're all down the side of it. I mean, it's probably all 4 corners of the building. We just didn't get to that part of it. And then you walk in. Whew.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh, my word. This is not your normal Texaco T-Mart.
No. A whole entire wall of jerky.
Yeah.
All the jerky you can imagine.
They have like the hot food. They have, it's everything.
My favorite part is the clean bathrooms.
Yes.
I go in there a good bit, and I have never once had a dirty bathroom. And every time I'm in there, there's somebody in there cleaning the whole time.
Yeah, and there's like as many stalls on the inside in the bathroom as it is outside in the pumps. And it's like she said, it's clean, it's roomy, it's
nice.
It's awesome. It's a great place. If you're ever near a Buc-ee's, and they're building one in Jackson.
They are. We need to make a trip.
That has got to be on our bucket list at some point.
So no regrets on Buc-ee's.
No.
And we found this really cool place.
Again, 5 stars.
5 stars. We found this really cool place. Like, you leave Buc-ee's and you go down under the bypass, and there's this whole big mall, outdoor section of the mall, this place called the Backyard.
Yes, in the Tanger. Is it the Tanger Outlets? Is that what it is?
I
don't know.
Either way,
people that is familiar with the area know what it is.
There was it's called the Backyard,
mm-hmm.
and inside it had several different restaurants and a bar, but outside it had like AstroTurf, outdoor bar area, all these adult activities. Like they had a stage for bands. They didn't have one there when we went. And they had the
where the even the
cornhole,
like, where the outside area was, where I guess their bar areas, they were like containers. They were shipping containers that they had made into bars. I'm like, this is so cool atmosphere. Like, I wouldn't want to come here.
Yes,
for
all the time.
Anything.
Yes, and we haven't gone yet, but
mm-hmm.
up the hill from Buc-ee's is a oh my God, I can't think of it. The outdoors place. Bass Pro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's up on the very top of the hill up here in front of Buc-ee's, and we need to go.
I've only been to one Bass Pro, and that's the one in Memphis.
Man, I've been to the one in Gatlin, like outside Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg. Yeah.
When I went to that one, I was with my family, and they're always trying to sell you a timeshare.
Oh,
and
my
so
God,
they thought my brother and I were a couple.
Oh,
we just sit there and listen. Yeah, no, we're not interested.
Our third first, or well, my third first, I learned how to do sheetrock stuff, how to fix the holes in my walls and tape and putty, just all the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still not very good at it, but I know how. It was good enough for my kids' room. We will see about the rest of the house one day.
I mean, you've been a carpenter and a mechanic this year.
I have.
That's awesome.
I have.
I'm so proud of you.
I've done some things.
Yeah, good job.
My hand had the... I was going to go for the face. Okay. All right. Your first trip to Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
That's a great picture, by the way.
That's a picture there?
Took a picture of us in the face you're making. It's great.
I don't even remember. I mean, I remember going, but I don't remember taking a picture.
We were so excited. We literally went down every single aisle.
Yes, because I didn't want to miss. I didn't want to miss.
Man, we found some cool stuff.
Yeah, I bought a few things.
Yeah,
zip ties.
Yes,
I still have them. They're the extra ones.
I have a. In case you're big boned. I have a list in my phone running at all times what I need to get at Harbor Freight.
So when you go, you just make one big swoop.
One big treat. All right. Then we had our girls' trip to Nashville. That was in May.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of cool stuff. Like, we went to the museum.
It was in May?
Yeah, it was the end of May.
What holiday?
When we're off for Monday. Not Memorial Day.
Labor Day.
Like, that's in September.
Memorial Day, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was our 3-day weekend. And then closer to our birthday, we had the party here.
Sure.
But yeah, so Memorial Day weekend, whatever, May 31st. Yeah, we had our trip to Nashville where we hung out with G.
Yep, that was the first time I met G.
Yeah, and now we're the Wolf Pack.
I was like, where have you been?
I was online. She'll be happy to hear that.
It's like, okay, I'm cool with this.
We had that. We went to the museum. Was it Black Music History or was it Black History?
Sure.
Do you really not remember anything?
No, it was African American Museum of African American Music.
Something like that. Music history.
I probably said it wrong, but it's African American music.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was awesome. It was really good.
Really good.
Then we went axe throwing. That was
first time for.
We have video from that we have never released. We got a lot of video that we need to release.
Yep. And this was before we even started the podcast. We was like, this is going to be great footage for the podcast.
Yeah, and here we are, almost like 7-8 months later. We'll get it to you eventually.
Yeah, that was you and I's first time axe throwing. I think G had been before.
Yeah, she'd been before.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. Yep. I want to go again.
We almost had boyfriends.
I know.
Or a boyfriend.
Oh my God.
We had to share because it wasn't but the one guy.
And all of us were like, we don't know which one he's flirting with. So, I think he was just having fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things. It was his last day, which is always fun when you catch people on their last day. Because they do not care.
Do not care at all.
It was great.
He goes to the car or to the back or somewhere and gets his
own axe.
He's like, apparently he's a professional.
Yeah.
Not only does he teach it, he's a professional.
He competed in the Highland Games, I think is what it's called, where they dress up as Scottish men, they wear the kilts and everything, and then they compete. And yeah, he did that. So he had his own axe of some sort.
Yeah.
That he
made.
Yeah, he made it.
Yeah, he handcrafted it.
And
it's not that serious, man.
We all took turns throwing it. He was very proud of it.
Yes, he was.
It was cool. I mean, I haven't made an axe.
No, I haven't either.
Or worn a kilt.
It's
true. August 7th, I have pictures. August 7th is when we did our first test podcast.
Our run through.
Yeah, where we recorded stuff
using my cell phone.
Yeah, in my living room, we were just testing out.
And I think I had these lights. These two lights here. We had these, but so we were just testing it out, playing with it. We had the mics that we had before these, and I had the recorder, and we sitting in her living area, and we're just talking and stuff. And it was we talked for over an hour, and it's
and we were like, this isn't that bad.
We can maybe do this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're going to start a podcast.
That's right. This is I wasn't as nervous as I thought it would be.
So a week and a half, 2 weeks later, we actually started it.
Yeah.
Because we had to get the table. I got the pictures of us putting the table together and all that stuff. It's going to go in our scrapbook one day.
We got the table and the chairs. We got them. I found them on Facebook Marketplace. I think we spent less than $100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
this was 20 or 25, right?
Yeah. The table was 25, and then the chairs all together was another 25 or 30.
We still got 4 of these.
Yeah.
Worship
5 because the other one is yeah. Yeah. The worship 2000s, 3000, whatever they are. Yeah. They work.
And then we had your first time at Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
That was fun. Watching you walk through all of the little scary things they had set up.
I was like,
I've got that video of us walking through that hallway and the whole thing shaking and screaming.
Half of it didn't work.
I know.
Some of that stuff didn't even work.
Come on, guys. You literally sell it.
Right, fix it.
And then, so last weekend, your first hibachi.
Yes.
And you have video from that, and he was playing into the camera ha ha.
He was really proud of himself.
He was.
His skill set.
It was great. He was showing out, and it was good.
I didn't catch on fire,
Yeah.
I ate food that I knew it was, except for the clear soup. Not really sure what that was.
He didn't.
And the clear soup wasn't very dang clear. Just want to be honest with you. I don't know why they call it,
but
it was muddy.
Delicious. Delicious. And this dude, at the other hibachi table, they were shooting sake into people. Nobody offered sake to us.
I wasn't gonna take it no way, but
I mean, I might have.
I wasn't gonna do that.
But we met that
They're
old
not gonna be
couple.
squirting strange liquids in my mouth.
We met this old couple.
So err on the side of caution on that one.
They were sitting, how a hibachi is family style, so they're sitting right here beside me because Candace is I ain't sitting by strangers, and just I knew.
No, I wanted to be front row and center. Okay.
So we're all cracking up the whole time, and after the guy leaves from cooking the hibachi, this older couple is like, "Do y'all work together?" We're like, "We work together, we play together, we do everything together," and they were like, "We could tell."
It was so obvious.
We had fun, and they enjoyed it too. We had them cracking up. We all had a good time. Then we sat around talking about life and traveling and that kind of thing. That was fun.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Yeah. Another 5-star review.
Yes. Yeah. So, That may end our year of first, just because I don't think we got anything new coming up in the next 2 weeks.
We did. We just did something. I just did my first gingerbread house.
Oh yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
I missed that. I need to put that right.
I mean, you didn't even write it down. Swear. You have a personal secretary for what? You're still not gonna take notes.
Number 9, Candace.
You're gonna need a bigger notebook, okay? Because there's
year,
a lot of things to explore.
There is. So next year, I know we've talked about we want to go to Top Golf. Mm-hmm. Somewhere wherever we end up.
We're gonna see live comedy show.
We've been wanting to see
for me.
We've been talking about seeing a live comedy show, and I was trying to surprise you with one for your birthday, and things didn't work out. But I tried. We were gonna go to a comedy club. I was gonna take you to a comedy club in like Huntsville. Okay. Because they have a live comedy thing there, and they had this dude that's actually kind of funny. I follow him on Instagram and stuff. It just didn't work out. But so we've both been wanting to go to a live comedy show, and Candace got us tickets to Bert Kreischer next May, so that's gonna tick that box.
May or March?
March, sorry.
You finna miss it.
I promise I won't. My brother called the other day, and he was like, "Guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I got Bert tickets." And I'm like, "I'm on the floor."
One up.
And he's like, "Dang it." So I appreciate you letting me one up my brother for getting good tickets.
Look at it right. I almost did like so you could go that way. Just to mess it up again.
I want to experience a rage room where I don't know if y'all know what that is or not. We talked about it, and now somebody's turned it into a freaking idea.
Yeah. Dang it.
So a rage room is where you go and you can break stuff. You pick your weapon. You have to wear your safety gear. Probably sign a few disclosures.
Goggles, hat, all those kind of things.
But you can bust up TVs, microwaves.
That's what I want to do, bust a TV. I be want to throw things at TV sometimes.
Like a flat screen. You cannot bust them old, like, big booty TVs.
Yes, you can.
Man, I tried. Man.
You wouldn't do it right. You didn't have enough rage.
This was one of these big, it weighed like 100 pounds. It's like that thick.
Yeah.
I even tried the glass breaker, like the emergency glass breaker.
Yeah.
For your car. Not a thing. Didn't even put a chip in it. My nephews had baseball bats, and it was just ping. It was not good.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah, but rage room. And we worked for people who owned an escape room. And I was actually went to an escape room.
That surprised me. I thought you had actually been.
Now, I did. We both used to work.
We need to do it with our friends, so it would just be us in the room.
Jonathan and Kaya
and G. If possible. That way, just be us in the room, because they usually have you have to have so many in the room.
It'd be weird.
So if it's just strangers, like the 2 of us, they're gonna put 4 more people with us.
That's awkward.
That's what it is.
But we used to work for a mystery box company who also had an escape room here in town, and how I never ended up there, I don't know, but COVID hit and they ended up shutting that part down.
Because you didn't go.
It's my fault. So, that was my fault. But is there anything you can think of that, just off the top of your head? I'm sure we'll come up with plenty as we go along. But things that you've thought about that
a live concert that is not a gospel concert.
Oh my God.
I've been only 3 concerts, and they were, I take it back. Earth, Wind, and Fire came.
Yeah, you did.
I went to that one. Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I want to go to Paisley Park.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I want to go. You know what Paisley Park is?
I was going to say, is that in where's that at? Where's that at?
In Minneapolis.
I knew it was an M. And I'm like,
But you know what Paisley Park is?
How far? Yeah, no, it's Prince's.
It's
I was going to say house, but it's more than that.
It's in the state. Okay.
How far is it from here?
I don't know.
To Minnie, if we drove.
I don't know the logistics. We'll Google it later. We got things to talk
we have
about.
A podcast. All right.
We got things to do.
Okay.
So,
tell them the other thing that we've done here.
What? Oh. I guess this is the part we talk about the episodes?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, Anyway. So our very first episode was the introduction. Mm-hmm. We was newbies. We was nervous. We were rambling. We were giggling.
What we're doing, by the way.
I've already told them that at the beginning.
We missed that. Okay, my bad. We're reviewing our favorite moments from every episode. Okay, go ahead.
See, this is the... Okay. She doesn't listen to me when I talk.
I
swear, it's like my childhood all over again. Okay, anyway. So, there was no favorite moment for me in episode 1. I enjoyed the whole episode mainly because it was our first episode. Yeah. We jumped out there and we did it, and we felt good about it. And I liked the whole thing. I mean, it was our shortest episode. It was like 20 minutes or something like that. Wow, so that short. So I really don't have a favorite moment. I just enjoyed the whole episode just because of how monumental it was and how special it was for us to do it and be our very first episode of talking about something for over a year and then actually doing it and having it on display for the world to see. That's my thoughts.
I cracked up. So we're watching all of these and going through them, and we're both cracking up. We are both laughing our heads off. Like, she was in there crying. She nearly spit out her drink earlier. It has made me happy going back through these, and I'm like, I don't know if other people think we're this funny, but we're making each other laugh, so this is great. Right. In the intro, at one point, you were talking about how you were the baby of the family, and I said something about you being the accident, and you were like, really? And then we started...
Cut me deep, Shrek. You cut me deep.
Like, it looked like it really hurt your feelings, and I'm like, oh, crap.
She always says stuff like that. When I say, I didn't have any friends, oh, not this again. It's like the truth. What do you want me to say? It's my truth.
But the look on your face, and then our little bit of a conversation after, I was cracking up.
It's like, I really hurt her feelings, but it's funny.
It's funny. There was when you did that to me, that's coming up. I'm like, dang, that was sharp. But it was great.
I did. So episode 2 was Veggie Con.
Or bonus. Well, it says bonus.
It was bonus, but it was still it was the second episode. But anyway, Veggie Con, and that episode had a lot of nuggets in it. But my far favorite one, like, gets me every single time. Make sure you drink your drink before I say this. Was when we were talking about the actual Veggie Con. And I was like, it'd be real cool experience. Everybody come, it'll only be like 10 people there, but you have a cool experience. You're like, can I bring a casserole?
It's only good manners.
I was like, that is the whitest thing you have ever said. I was like, we're talking. And he was like, can I bring a casserole? I just found that so freaking hilarious. It gets me every time.
My favorite, and I realize this is me, but it was because I'm the reason we had the hell board, it's not back here now, was because I tend to say things that go a little across the line. And Candace is like, we're going to hell for that. So I said at one point, we were talking about our brothers, and she was talking about her brother telling scary stories and stuff. And when she was a kid, like younger, talking about like Tales of the Crypt or ghost stories in the dark, something like that. And I talked about my brother, like my brother beat me like a man. And I said, but we wouldn't be funny if they didn't traumatize us. And then you're like, yeah, that's, she said something, and I said, we should get reparations. And then both of us died out laughing, and I'm like, yep, that was the line, and I crossed it, and I moved my own little thing.
Yep.
And I was like, that's terrible. But
horrible.
But we laughed until we cried, even on the podcast. Oh my God.
Is that the only one you had for Veggie?
Yeah, that was my favorite from that one.
Then the next episode was Dinner with Jesus.
Yes.
And a lot of people that have seen our podcast that we know when we've talked to, this is one of their favorite episodes. Yeah. It's like, this is the best one. Like, this is the one. And I think it's because it makes you think, like, what would I do? Would I have 10-minute dinner with Jesus, or would I take the $1 billion? Which one would I do? And my the favorite part of it is like we're talking about the scenario of dinner with Jesus. What would he wear? And I said, well, I don't know what he'd wear. I know it won't be his grave clothes. Yeah. Surely he wouldn't wear that, right? And then you was like, we get to the point and you're like, Gabriel is like, okay, here's the menu. Take a look at these are your choices and yada yada yadas. This meal is on you. It's not, because he's already, done enough.
He's paid it all.
Yeah. And you're like, oh no, it's gonna be comped. It's like, he died for you, and you can't pay for your stay.
He knows my finances.
I was like, man, that's so messed up. It's like Jesus died on the cross for your sins to save your life, and you can't buy your own freaking meal?
Listen, mine is your comment.
Oh, man. What did I say? I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing wrong, did I?
So, when we were talking about, can we ask him? I said something about, can we ask him if we're going to heaven or hell? And you said, like, no, he just changed the subject real quick and be like, oh, hey, I need to order a dessert. I think I'll take the cheesecake. The cheesecake's to die for. And I'm like, and then we both realized what you said and we both laughed so hard. It's like the cheesecake, really, you said that Jesus said the cheesecake is to die for.
I was putting myself in his position, okay? If I was Jesus, I'd probably say something like that.
Terrible.
It's my thought.
Oh my God. So the next episode was our retail survivor, where we were talking about all of our horror stories in retail. The story that all cracks me up, because I didn't see it coming. You'd never told me this. I didn't hear it. I never heard it until that episode. Where Candace sold a treadmill to a blind man. And I'm like, how? That still cracks me up every time I hear it. Well, oh, and I think in that one was the girl, we were just skimming through, so this may be in our Kitty Trout episode, where we were talking about the customer that she was dealing with, and I was sitting at my desk listening, and Candace told her the total if she had to pay tax versus if she just paid the cash, and she's like, oh, that's a significant difference. That one always cracks me up.
Yeah. Mine that one was a hard one for me to pick because I told majority of the stories. I lived it, So, but I guess the crazy. I went with the craziest story, not necessarily like funny story or anything like that. Was the girl that got caught stealing and had to take her to the bathroom, and she didn't flush the drugs. She just moved them. Like, idiot! Why you ain't flushed the freaking drugs?
You have an out.
This is your opportunity. Now you just add another charge to you.
World's dumbest criminals. That's awful.
So that was my moment there.
Number 5, episode 5 was our 7 days for the troops.
Yeah.
By the way, Scott's still raising money. Y'all need to help donate. It's Christmas. Yeah. Try to get this man his wheelchair.
Right. Another update on Scott, for those of you who don't know, he only had one leg amputated when he was on the podcast. Since then, he's had that other surgery, and he had an infection, and it didn't go well, and so his other leg has been amputated. So he's a double amputee now. But thoughts and prayers. He's taking it really well.
He's staying in good spirits
on social media, and he's like making like legless jokes and
like
stuff like that.
Dan jokes.
Yeah, it's like it's funny. It's like I want to make those jokes, but I just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, as a legged community, we feel guilty making
But I'm glad
jokes.
he's taking it in stride, or taking as well as he can be. So thoughts and prayers to you, Scott. Man, hope this road to recovery is smoother than it was before, and can't wait to have you back on for the next.
We need to have him back on at some point in the near future.
Yep.
My favorite from that was, though, at the end when we were interviewing him. We were talking about Alabama bandwagon fans. And he said I said something stupid, and I said something about them being offended or something, and he said, it doesn't matter, they're all in the same family anyway. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. I remember that.
That was great.
My favorite part was not even on camera. It's like when we're sitting there, I could hear him unbuckling.
Oh my God, yes.
His leg. y'all couldn't hear it, and you couldn't see it. He's like reaching out,
feeling it, watching him mess with it.
Yeah, so I heard him, kind of undo it, and then at the end of the interview, and he just throws it on the table. I'm like,
picks it up and plunk.
Like, put your leg on the table.
Did we talk about the shoes on camera, like buying one shoe, or was that off camera?
I think that was off camera, but I can't remember the conversation.
We asked him some stuff off camera that was funny, and we just didn't want to ask on camera.
Yeah, we didn't want to be insensitive, especially if it went wrong.
But he was talking about this upcoming surgery.
Yeah.
And he was saying, well, if it goes wrong, then I'm just going to tell him to go ahead and take the other leg because, I'm already an amputee. What big of a difference is this going to make? And I was just kind of giggling to myself, and we were having these conversations back and forth, and I'm like, okay, so I've seen this on social media. I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard, like, you can pick how tall you want to be. Like, you can tell the doctor, I want to be 6'5", and they'll make your legs 6 feet. And he's like, yes, I've been thinking about that. I'm going to pick how tall I am. I'm like, this is going to be interesting.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
You're going to buy new clothes, though.
He's never going to have to buy shoes again.
This is true.
It's gonna
be.
No.
He still had to buy shoes because they do.
Yeah, for his. Yeah. But he'll get to buy 2 now.
This is true.
Things are going to change for him. But yeah, we need to have him back on. He said something about us maybe doing a live remote from his, I think it's in June, actually, around our birthday. It's between our birthdays. Okay. When he does the 7 Days for the Troops event at the mall. Yeah. So who knows? We may get to be a part of that if he's still down.
Hopefully so. If we're still doing this kind of thing.
We better be. Some of y'all like us, so maybe so.
I like us.
I like us.
We're pretty cool.
Yeah.
If I didn't have you as a friend, and I came back as another life, I still have you as a friend. Okay, go ahead. Next episode.
Episode 6. Dial-up versus flip phones. So, behind the scenes on this, our boss watches some of these. I don't think he watches all of them because we get on his nerves. But he watched that one. And we were talking about our favorite, we were saying choose between like Powerade or Gatorade. And I was like, Powerade because it's cheaper. Yeah. And we were talking about that. And then we were talking about our favorite candies like M&M's or something else.
It was peanut M&M's or plain M&M's.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes. We were talking about all that. So the next day he walks in and he throws us both a Powerade and gives her peanut M&M's and gives me plain M&M's. Yeah. And then he walks to the back and I'm like, he watched the podcast.
Right. He does that. He'll watch it, but he won't tell us he watched it.
Yeah.
He'll just make a comment. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about another comment he made the other day about one of the episodes.
And what was funny though is Candace didn't quite put it together, and I'm like, "Oh, you brought us our favorites." She's like,
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, because he does randomly like bring us something down from the store, but I was like, I didn't put that together.
It was funny. But yeah, and this the same episode. Tell him the other day about him talking about your favorite animal.
That wasn't in that one. It was in the next episode.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But anyway, continue on with episode 6. What you got to say?
Yeah. I didn't. Oh. This is the one where you said a comment to me and I was like, dang.
Oh.
I got tongue tied on a word and you were like, we're going to put you back in speech therapy. And I'm like, dang.
Well, she makes fun of me when I can't say specific. I had to get her back.
Again. She's on the jugular. And then we talked about Sally and her seashells in the seashore and all that stuff.
Which is wrong to have speech impediment students to say something with so many S's.
Well, the point is you're supposed to get your S out the way. Get your S out the way.
So that's the episode where I question our friendship.
Oh.
Yeah, because I feel like you should have known these answers and you got them wrong. You did. You got them wrong. The first one being, which would I choose Lion King or Beauty and the Beast. How many times do we have a discussion about Beauty and the Beast and how you tell me I'm wrong because it's bestiality?
I know.
When I tell you it's the greatest love story they've ever written.
Our argument with Beauty and the Beast is like that guy talking about the princess. Like talking about the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz where he's like, oh my God, what was it? Clearly she's a good witch. She's a princess with a tiara. I can't even argue with you. You're a child. Grow up. That's our Beauty and the Beast argument.
Every time. It's like, I don't, how many times?
I'm like, it's bestiality and it's Stockholm Syndrome and it's not romantic.
She's wrong. And those of you that love Beauty and the Beast like I do, agree.
I love it, but I see so many flaws.
It's a redemption story.
Oh, okay.
Okay? He was mean and angry, and he just needed someone to come into his life and soften his heart.
Love him and turn him to a teddy bear.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly what happened. Okay. He fed her, and then when he was being mean to her, the little cups and stuff came up and said, hey, you don't treat her like that. That is a lady. Okay? Exactly what happened.
Hey. No.
Stop. And then the other thing is, how you not know I'm a Destiny's Child fan? Like, how do you? I mean, you.
What did I miss?
What it was. The question was, this was like not the this or that thing. It was, can you name the all of the members of Destiny's Child? And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, I couldn't.
I'm like, are you?
I figured
you kidding me right now?
That was kind of one of those gimmies. I kind of had a feeling you could name all of them, but I was just testing.
I know first and last names. Okay?
You know their mamas.
Yeah, I know their mamas and birthdays. So scary. Yeah, I questioned our friendship because I was like, she should know these things.
Sorry.
Okay, anyway. And then that led us to episode 7, the friend review, to really find out if we knew each other or not. I have a couple things from that way. Would you like to go first on this?
I cracked up. I just wrote down one thing.
Okay.
When we were talking about funeral plans and how I was going to hire these random hot guys to come lay over your casket and cry or stand mysteriously in the back and let everybody wonder, like stand there with a single rose all sad, like whatever. And then we got to talking about my funeral and how we were going to record a video to play and like with all the pictures and be like, you weren't my friend. Go to Candace. She has the list and she will let you know if you can actually be up here or not.
Man.
That was fun.
A few things that I saw. First thing was, I already knew what happened for you didn't ask this question. And I said it on there. It's like, you said, oh, that's cool. Let me see if Candace will want to do it. Because I want to answer. I got an answer. Yeah. It's like the dead body pod tree. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just want to, give my ashes and I'll be a big oak tree. Yes. And my kids can come see it. And it's like, what?
Is that when you were talking to me in there saying that I didn't realize how white you were? Was that the moment where you're like,
yes. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. And then the other one was, this one she didn't catch. I had to tell her and explain to her what I meant after the fact. She laughed and we laughed. It was funny, but she was laughing. But she didn't really understand the whole...
Yeah, I missed her joke.
Whole joke there.
I just turned it into my own joke.
So one of the questions for friend review was, what has been your proudest moment? And she's like, and I'm just talking junk. And I'm like, beating Jesus in the spelling bee. And I was saying that as trying to sell an old joke, like she's old enough to be in the spelling bee with Jesus. But she took it as, his name was Jesus, and it was a second language.
And it was an unfair advantage.
It's like, that's still funny. Not where I was trying to go with that, but I like how you think.
Yeah, I didn't realize until she explained it to me the following Monday at work, like I was calling you old. And I'm like, totally missed it.
And that's the episode that TBS saw and our boss had saw when he was like, I didn't know ligers were he said this like just last week. He's like, I didn't know ligers was your favorite animal. I was like, I only said it because of Napoleon Dynamite.
So from October 23rd until last week, he was like, I didn't know ligers were your favorite.
Well, he works with us, so I think he has to like listen to us in doses. He can't like work with us and then go home and listen to us again. He's like, I need to detach from them, and I don't blame him because I would have to detach from him if I had the same options to do that. So,
I get it.
Yeah, but that was episode 7. Episode 8 was Bring Back the 90s, the best era there was, and I really liked that whole episode just because it went down memory lane, and we talk about things that we experienced in our childhood, and the difference between today and when we was growing up, between kids and adult, and elders
surviving the zombie
interactions.
Apocalypse.
That was I did make one comment that our girl Sierra at Sierra Sweets and Eats liked, and it was like, I know I had mentioned that that era is like the perfect mix CD. Is like we like a good Journey song, but we also turn up Little John. So it's like a perfect balance between analog and digital, and it's great.
Yep, agreed. My favorite was when we were talking about MySpace top friends, because every time that we talk about this, Candace is like, I don't have friends. But we were talking about we were talking about all the pettiness, and man, it brought back memories. We were talking about it last night when we were doing Gingerbread Man. That sounded terrible. While we were making gingerbread houses, not doing gingerbread men. We were talking about it with Jonathan and Kaya, and like, man, we had people fighting over who your top 10 or top 5 or whatever was, and Candace was like, I didn't have that problem. And I'm like, every time.
Just me and Tom.
Just chilling. My number 1.
My one and only.
Episode 9 is the misspelling bee. And that was fun, just having Jonathan and Kaya over and just having a stupid time.
They were really nervous, guys.
Oh, they were so nervous.
They were so nervous. Hopefully it'll be better the next time. Not that it wasn't good,
I've never
but
seen
the nervous
them that
will be
quiet.
Off. Yeah.
They've never been that quiet. They're both like... My favorite was when Candace did the spit take when she had given me Worcestershire sauce, and I look at her and I'm like, what have you done to me? And she's like...
I don't know why that even happened. I don't know.
It just hit you the right way.
I don't know.
You knew it was a setup. That's why you knew. Luckily, I knew how to spell it.
Yep.
That cracked me. I love cracking you up. That was great.
Is that the only
that was my favorite.
So, first thing that I like about the episode is the thumbnail. Because Jonathan's so tall.
I know.
And when he took the picture, he was not purposely out of the frame, but he was just outside of the frame.
The first time.
And so I just took the picture because I thought it was funny.
Yeah. We were laughing.
And I did actually have a different thumbnail. And she was like, what? Use the one without the... I was like, you know what? That would be
even funnier.
That would be even funnier.
Because
so I changed it.
He had to back up all the way back there.
And then lean in.
And lean down to fit in it. And Kaya's really tall too, so she kind of had to do the same, but just less extreme.
Yeah.
But that's why our two little 5'5" selves are up front and they're in the very back.
5'6".
You are not 5'6".
I am 5'6", and some days I'm 6 feet, so don't come
you
for me.
You are 5'6" because of your hair.
Don't come for me.
Your head is 5'5", just like mine.
Just call me big head.
Oh my God.
Just call me big head. Oh, okay.
Start number 10.
No, I have something else to say. Don't try to silence me.
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Call me big head and I ain't trying to silence me. You better stop it one. Anyway, so part of the spelling bee, we had the spelling bee, but then we had the other one that you had to. This was around Halloween, so you had to guess the candy by the description.
Yeah.
And so Kaya didn't want to say it. She didn't want to say it. She said, Happy Nut. And you was like, oh, I'm enjoying it. I was like, well, I call it 3 a.m., but okay, we'll go with it.
How did I miss that? I totally missed that.
Do you remember it though?
I don't even remember it.
What?
I totally missed that. I'm glad you told me that.
Okay,
that
and then the other thing was during the spelling bee part of it, and it was the bonus ones at the end that was worth 3 points, and it was Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah. And
that was your word to spell, and you actually could spell it. No, it was my word to spell, but then you spelled it.
Yeah.
And then I said, we've never used this in life or whatever, and Jonathan was asking you, what do you know what the formula is?
Yeah.
And he was like A squared
plus B squared equals C squared.
Right. And then he said, you know what I use? He's like, yeah. And then Jonathan looked at me and said, we're going to find Let me go find the height of your hypotenuse. I said, first of all, I'm a lady. I don't have one of those.
I don't have a hypotenuse. That's your department. I love it.
So that's all I got for episode 9.
Episode 10 was kitty trout, my patented word.
Which is funny by itself.
We got messages from people about kitty trout, and it was great. One of my friends, Leah, she was talking about going to Captain D. She's like, you think they would give it to me if I ordered kitty trout? And I'm like, we're trying to make it go global, so order it, see what happens.
Let's get it going.
The Ric Flair thing cracks me up. Every time we're
Sierra
talking about,
that one too.
And Sierra,
Mama Ric Flair's in the tree again. It's an owl, baby. It's okay.
Sierra wrote us about that one. It was great. One of my other things is us talking about taking compliments.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, thanks, it has pockets.
Yeah. I let it air dry.
And then the last thing, we were laughing hard about this earlier, just talking about it, with the whole it's all God.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You talking about playing drums in church.
Take compliments and then just say, thank you.
It's all God. It's all Him.
It's all
Him.
Couldn't do without it. Yeah, so those are two of mine too. And then also, when we was talking about the owl, I had just seen the owl early part of this year. After that episode, I don't know if it was that same day or like the next week or something. I'm leaving here, and I'm driving, and all of a sudden, this bird swoops down and just stands in the middle of the streets and looks at me. Another owl. I'm like, what?
They're haunting her now.
So I had to drive around it because it was not moving. It just...
It's a threat. We did not get their permission to use their likeness.
Apparently.
Hootie has told on us.
I didn't even make the Ric Flair comment. It wasn't even me. And then the other
for us.
The other thing was Adam and God naming the animals.
Oh, that was hilarious. That was great.
My favorite part of that is when Adam comes up with a name and God is like, oh, that was actually I got that one.
I liked
that one at all.
I liked it when you were talking about God just laid back on the tree eating Skittles.
Yeah, as I said, I imagine God, was in the garden and leaned back on the tree, like eating Skittles or something. And I like to modernize Bible stories.
It's funny.
It has more of a connection. Yes,
I like it.
If I said figs, you wouldn't even know what I was talking about.
It's like
if I say Skittles, the purple pack, the wild berry, you know exactly what that is.
Not the tropical, the wild berry.
Tropical, I don't like that one. That's the blue bag.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like that purple.
They all right. Our last one was Black Friday, and I cracked up when I accidentally cracked a joke talking about cougars. And I said, you can't tame this kitty. And then I'm like, oh my God, what did I just say?
I was like, ooh.
I kind of got embarrassed. I was like, oh crap.
She's like, we can't leave that in. I'm like, yes,
it's totally staying.
We're leaving that in.
I got embarrassed. I got pretty embarrassed on that one.
Is that your only one?
That was my Black Friday, yeah.
So I have two other ones on that one. The other one of them is when we kind of made a little song. It's like, you got a cha-cha slide to get through the crowd. Do you need any tools? This one. Treadmills.
To the left.
And the other one is the Cougar welcome packet.
Yes.
That whole thing about being a cougar and not knowing it, where was the initiation process?
Listen,
where was the welcome committee? And another thing I thought about that I didn't say was, it's like, usually you get a parade or something.
Yeah, something.
When you've reached a certain plateau of sexuality and such, Like, where is the daggone cougar rally?
You just get hot flashes. You get hot flashes.
No parade?
And not sweats.
Oh, man.
And no parade.
That sucks, man. I don't like it here.
It does.
I want to go back.
I swear. All of our problems start. We're going to have some things to announce about cougars.
Yeah.
In the upcoming.
We're going to put together a real what we would want to have in a cougar.
Are we going to tell them? Or are we going to just market it?
No, we're going to tell them because they have an anticipation.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Waiting on it. But yeah, we're going to put together what we feel would be appropriate in a cougar welcome packet.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to put that together.
We got y'all covered.
You know, put it out there on the table and, you know, get us a good mailing list and we'll start mailing it out for birthdays and all of that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yep, that's what we're going to do.
And we're going to have...
That's going to be our $1 million idea right there.
We're going to have our friend Cody on here at some point who's in marketing and get his ideas on
there we go. We're going to launch this thing.
We're gonna sell it on Etsy. Y'all start buying for your friends for
Cougars Unite.
For their 35th birthday. Welcome to the United Kingdom. We are the Animal Kingdom. There we go.
The United Kingdom.
I say United Kingdom.
We'll just go to a whole other country.
Take them all overseas.
Leave them. Run around. Get now. You don't get.
Set them free as well.
You know,
go ahead.
Sow your royal oats. So go ahead.
Come back home when you're finished. When you're ready to date age-appropriate men.
You're over me back in 5.
Or women. It always takes a turn.
Every time.
Oh my God.
So, you know, we've had 11 episodes and we'll have another episode which you would have already seen by the time this one comes out. And it's been fun, man.
It's been a lot of fun.
You know, next year we want to be bigger and better. You know, we've gotten new lights, new mics, and all of that. And we just want to expand it and make it as best as we possibly can within our budgets.
We're good.
Because we're broke. I'm broke.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, I find me, you know, sugar daddy or something, a sponsor. Mm-hmm. You know, this is what we got. But, you know, I hope like in the next year they were able to have more guests on.
Yeah.
Like I said, Cody, he was supposed to be on this episode, but, you know, he had a family thing. So
we've talked to a few other people, so we've got some stuff in the works. And I enjoy having guests because it gives y'all somebody else to look at, of course. Yeah. Sometimes it helps them promote themselves. Even though we don't have a massive following, it's something for, you know, to help them out. But it gives y'all a little bit of a, rather than just sitting around watching us all the time, gives y'all something else to look at.
We're entertaining, though.
We are funny, but sometimes it's more funny with even more people.
But they don't have to watch. I
swear. I'm just saying. But
we're not holding them back up.
We've talked to a couple of like business owners. We've talked to another podcaster. We've talked to like we said, Cody, which y'all know Cody from the episode where we talked about me being at the restaurant with Cody and it catching on fire. We posted a picture.
That should have been one of your moments.
I know. I didn't even think about it. But that was fun. We've told him he can come as long as he promises that my house won't catch on fire while he's here. But I mean, at least he knows how to put it out.
Right. This is true. And then we hope to, you know, do some traveling because when we did the traveling this year, we weren't in the podcast mode. It was still an idea at that point.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to chronicle all that except for like the axe throwing with my cell phone. But hopefully this coming up year that we can do all those things.
And sorry.
No, go ahead. Okay.
I was gonna say, and we've talked about both of us, we have things happen, and in the moment we don't automatically think I need to grab my phone and make a reel.
Right.
But we both have crazy stuff happen all the time.
Right.
And if we would have just got out of our head and made it into a reel, that would have been funny. It would have been good content. Especially my life with my insane children. They are hilarious all the time. I have plenty of things to tell about them.
Right.
But I just never think I need to grab my cell phone and document this and put it out into the universe. So both of us need to put ourselves out there more to help promote this.
And I know it is for you as it is for me, but like it's difficult for me. It's because
me too.
I'm a very usually reserved and shy person. I don't like putting myself out there. Outside of this is the most out of the box thing I've done in my entire life. I err on the side of caution. I like the safe spaces. Okay.
Yeah.
So to do something is let me grab my phone. I don't think about it that way.
Me either.
I don't like taking pictures generally. And so I'm not thinking with my phone in my hand. It's my phone is there to tell me time, to provide some entertainment with YouTube and Facebook occasionally, texting and keeping communications going between people. And that is about it. I don't think of it as this is a device that I can use to record and share with the world my experiences and provide laughter and all of those things. So I got to change my mind and thinking process on that. I want to really, personally, as far as goals of 2023, if I'm going to have one, is to dive more into this type of stuff, these type of things. And hopefully we get something else. Like, I hope this branches off into some other things for us. Yeah. As far as, like, not just having a podcast, maybe, having an actual, like, show, I guess you could say, to expand what we do with the podcast. That'd be fun. So that's my hope for 2023.
The way that y'all can help with that is a big deal of this is subscribe. Like and subscribe. Once we get so many subscribers, we hit a different plateau. We can start to monetize, which is amazing. That would be wonderful. Right. I know a lot of people watch it and they don't subscribe. And
you ain't commenting too.
Y'all need to comment some more.
We be saying like, go ahead and comment and tell us what you would do, and y'all be like, "That's a funny episode." We know you done watched it.
Yeah, you talked to us about it, but you ain't
commenting. What's up with that, y'all? I thought you loved us.
Yeah, so commenting, share. Share when we share that we have a new episode, share it with your friends. Yeah. Tell people about us because they can't find it if y'all aren't telling people. We're telling everybody we can. Right. But only so many people see it because of algorithms and different things. Yeah. Hashtags. We're trying everything we can to get it out there because we feel like what we do. One, we both kind of feel like it's meant to be. Yeah. Both of us feel like I don't know if you'd use the word calling. I don't know, but a lot of people have told us that it brings them joy, and we want to keep spreading joy, and we want to keep doing this. It's fun. It's so much fun, and it gives that we hang out together. We get to be closer together. We get to spend more time together, which is always fun. She may be sick of me by now, but I enjoy her. But y'all, word of mouth, especially when you don't have thousands of subscribers and you don't just pop up automatically on people's feed, word of mouth sharing things is the fastest way to help us grow, and we would really appreciate it. A lot of y'all reach out to us and we look forward to it every week, and I'm rewatching all of your episodes until the next one comes out, and it's like, that is awesome. I love to hear it. Please share.
Speaking of
with everybody.
So I do the editing far as the episodes, and hopefully in the new year she just got a new computer and stuff, so she'll be able to help out with the editing part, and to be able to put out reels that help generate some traffic and get people,
that's my goal,
get us in front of people, I should say. But I would like to apologize for not being consistent with the editing. There's been a lot of things going on in my life. Y'all know about my cousin passed. Well, just this past 3 days ago, my cousin's father passed, which is, my uncle. So my family's been going through a lot of things. I mentally have not been all the way into things. And so it's kind of, running into, the editing process of getting things done. So my goal is to be more consistent so y'all can get weekly stuff and us to do better is communicating when we're not going to have an episode. Yeah. So, we're trying to figure it out and balance it all out because we have work and then we have our regular life. Then we have side hustles that we do, like far as graphic designs on the side. And then we have this, and then I have to fit in editing and all of that and those kind of stuff and, posting and stuff. So it's a lot, and we just got to find the balance because it's still new. I know we're 11 episodes, 12 with the one that's going to come out, or the one is already out at this point. But we're trying to figure it and balance it all out, and it's taking a second because we moved the day. I think Fridays does work better. I do wish it was more of like a Wednesday because it's kind of like a middle of the week thing. We'll talk about that and get all of that. Just got to find the right combination of things that works for the both of us, and so y'all can get it more consistently and that'll keep you engaged. Because I know that when you're used to seeing something every week and it doesn't happen the next week, it kind of
it throws you off.
Yeah, it kind of throws you off, and you may forget about it the next week because you didn't see it this week. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want you to lose interest.
Like she said, she's had personal stuff. There's been a couple times that I've been sick. Oh my God, I was the sickest I think I've ever been. And y'all, I know you could tell by like the last episode, I barely had a voice.
She had corona fluitis, pneumonia.
Yeah, whatever it was. And I was the sickest I've ever been in my life, so we didn't record that week.
The Starbucks medicine ball.
I did, now that I know about it.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Y'all didn't tell us about it.
Because I'm an hour away and I couldn't drive. I was so dizzy I couldn't drive, so it didn't do me any good. But anyway, that we both had personal stuff, and I know if we told y'all would understand that. But at the same time, it's like we want y'all to have the joy and the happy, and we don't want to bother y'all with our stuff. So we apologize for being inconsistent, and we're trying to
human. Yeah. We're not robots.
We wouldn't be funny if we were robots.
We could be funny robots.
I'm gonna need you to quit. That made me uncomfortable.
Well, I'm sorry.
But yeah, we're working on it. We're gonna do better, and we appreciate all of y'all that keep reaching out to us and keep encouraging us and saying, "Hey, this is hilarious. We love you.
We love you."
We have a few super fans that are just awesome sauce. Does it look like a heart? Yeah. Wait. There we go. Heart.
That was sincere. That was from the heart. What you do? Close your eyes.
I love that part in the line. It's like, I paid a lot for this carpet. Don't you dare close your eyes.
That's very aggressive.
It's like,
it's like, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm here.
I'm enjoying it. I promise. Oh my God.
Anyway. So that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, going down memory lane, and you got to.
We didn't tell what was your favorite episode overall.
Oh,
yeah, I got it. Yeah. What was your favorite overall?
I thought I knew what it was. Hold on.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite was the friend review. I like it because we did have fun, but we also talked about some deeper subjects. Yeah. And you know me, I'm all about some deep conversation, even though y'all probably don't know that because we're just goofing off. But I love having deeper conversations and talking about the what ifs and talking about all the deeper things. Like, we joked about our funeral and stuff, but talking about music and my theory behind music and us talking about deja vu and all that stuff. Like all those kind of things. I love that stuff. I love that. That's like campfire talk to me, sitting around a fire, having deep conversations. And that makes my soul happy. So I love the friend review. That's my favorite.
It's kind of a tie for me. Like, I like friend review for those reasons as well. Got to see, me cry on camera.
Yeah.
That was real nice.
I teared up in that one, but I pushed through it.
Yeah.
But yours was more of a emotional thing, so I totally
did it to myself.
You did, but I apprate your vulnerability. But it was a vulnerability. I appreciate that.
Which is new for me because I don't like, But yeah, that one, it was more of a personal, in-depth episode for us. And then the other one will be Veggie Con. Yeah. That thing's me. I tell you, that casserole gets me every single time. I don't care how many times I watch it. It's like seeing it for the first time. It's funny.
The kitty
was so white.
I'm so sorry.
It was so white.
I don't know. Look, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a little albino. Like, super white. Super white.
I'll fix that.
Okay. You're gonna pay for me a spray tan. Don't
forget to rotate.
Yes.
Don't tell
me. Man, that sucks.
Okay.
That sucks.
I'm just saying. I've known people to not do that.
Kitty Trout made me laugh a lot. I listened to it in the car after it came out, and I laughed.
And technically, Kitty Trout was recorded
before.
Earlier. I think it was recorded right after VeggieCon.
Yeah, it was. But we had technical difficulties.
Yeah,
with the camera,
as you saw.
That's why there's no video.
Yeah, because that was the last episode that I did with this here phone. Because I was like, we're not doing that again.
Yeah, something.
And I realized what it was.
It focused only on the center of the table.
It zoomed in, and the reason it was because of this right here. I had looked at it on my phone because I could look at the screen on my phone, And I noticed when I was looking back at the footage of when it zoomed in, I had did like that.
Oh.
I crossed my arms and it hit the dial here and it zoomed in.
Dadgummit. Yeah. Dadgummit. That's what it was.
You know.
You live, you learn.
You live and you learn. Just like today, I forgot the recorder.
So we're sorry if the audio's a little off on this one.
If it's off, we'll put subtitles. It's good.
Oh, I like the idea of I watch everything with subtitles. That'd be cool.
You're going to be transcribing it because I'm not.
Whoop whoop.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Oh, you got to quit being what? You did too. I did not. I did that. You did.
I'm crossing everything.
Oh my goodness. We're going to end it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We thank you all for tuning in up to now. What are you doing? Oh, goodness.
Namaste.
How many cultures are you going to?
Am I going to offend
right now?
God. Let me see myself out. I'll just be calm.
Appreciate you guys tuning in and witnessing this craziness here, this train wreck of a show. We love you. We appreciate you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2023. Holla, y'all.
Bye.